Many of you are probably aware that Russia lost the T-90M tank, which is currently the most modern tank in their arsenal. This is kind of a big deal because, up until that point, Russia has only been using cheaper upgrades of old T-72 and T-80 tanks, while the T-90M is supposed to be much more expensive and advanced vehicle. There has been a lot of propaganda from Ukraine regarding the loss of this vehicle. And I mean, I can't really blame them for that, but the truth is the truth, and to get to the truth, we must take an unbiased approach to the situation. In this video, we will take a look at what really happened with the tank and talk a bit about the tank itself. On the 4th of May 2022, the first image of the destroyed tank popped up on the internet. It was being said that the tank was destroyed during the halted Russian assault in the area of Kharkiv, which later turned out to be true. After that, more and more pictures and videos of the wreckage made their way online. But then we got it, the actual video of the destruction of the vehicle. It was said that the Ukrainians ambushed it and destroyed it from the back with a Carl Gustav rocket launcher. But that is not what actually happened. If we analyze the footage, we will see that the tank was clearly not destroyed by a rocket launcher or a recoilless rifle. First, let's analyze to see if the video actually shows the T-90M in question, since the quality is not the best. I can tell with 100% certainty that it is the same place and the same tank. Let me explain. Just so there is no confusion, this part of the road is the left side of the tank and this is the right side of the tank. I will be referring to them like that. Okay, first on the left side we can see a big green bush, which is present in both the footage of destruction and the footage of the wreckage. The tank is also closer to the left side than the right side. The right side has trails in the dirt that match the trails in the video. The green line of grass in the dirt is also there. The tree line also starts there. If we look at the footage, we can see that the buildings and the shape of the road also match with the pictures and videos of the aftermath. So yeah, definitely the same tank. Now, how was it destroyed? Well, if we take a closer look at the video, we can see that it was actually the tank behind it that destroyed it. We can see the force of the tank's main gun in the top left of the video just as the T-90M gets hit, and as it zooms out, we can see a big dust cloud rise up. On the Carl Gustav, the dust cloud and the force would come out behind the weapon because of the backblast, and as such, would not be visible on the video. Not to mention that the force exerted from the Carl Gustav is far smaller than the one of the tank's main gun. Also, we do not see any AT crew moving in the position behind the tank to begin with. Don't get me wrong, Carl Gustav would definitely, 100% be able to destroy a T-90M from the back, so would any AT weapon, even some World War II ones, but in this case it did not happen. It was clearly the tank behind it. Now the question is it a Russian or a Ukrainian tank? It is not easy to tell. The quality of the video is not the best, but in my opinion it is more likely to be Russian and the T-90M was destroyed to prevent it from falling into the enemy hands, since it was lightly damaged and could not move. Why do I think that? Well, in the video of Butusov Plus, who is a Ukrainian military journalist I believe, he explains that the Russians came from that direction, which is also confirmed by Ukrainian reports. And in the video we can see a vehicle retreating there, and several facing that direction as if they're preparing to move out. We can also see several men who appear to be moving towards those vehicles, and there appear to be 3 of them, which could imply that it is the crew of the damaged T-90M, but could just as well be regular infantry. Based on the smoke around, it can be concluded that the battle took place there fairly recently, and in the video of Butusov we can also see more destroyed vehicles there. What most likely took place is that the Russians were, as usual, ambushed by the Ukrainians and the T-90M was most likely damaged in the process, and maybe Carl Gustav did take part in doing that, which is likely. The Ukrainians probably damaged the T-90M and destroyed the other vehicles and pulled back, leaving the Russians to deal with their losses. The T-90M probably could no longer move and they decided to scuttle it with another tank, which appears to have hit in the right portion of the rear of the T-90M, hitting the carousel ammunition in the process and destroying the tank. After that, they probably retreated, fearing more ambushes down the way. Also, if it was a Ukrainian tank that destroyed it, we would have probably known that since day one, because it would be an excellent way to make propaganda. Not to mention that there has been no sighting of the Ukrainian armor there, and no armor has been seen in the videos of Ukrainian troops around the wreckage. Now, I could be completely wrong about all of that, but judging by the footage and everything else, that is what most likely happened. but the footage may not be showing the full picture. Now, was it really Russians or Ukrainians? That is yet to be confirmed, and we most likely never will get a clear confirmation. But does it even matter? I would argue that it does not. The tank has been lost. Directly or indirectly, Ukrainians are responsible for its loss. It has also served as a monument of Ukrainian resistance to the occupation. Therefore, the actual way it was lost doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Now, let us talk a bit about the tank. I have honestly expected this to happen. T-90M may be the most advanced Russian tank, but just like any tank, it is not invincible. Yeah, Russians have moved the extra ammunition from the tank into the rear turret bustle, reducing the chances of the ammo cook-offs, but the carousel is still there, it can't be moved. It is also important to note that the protection-wise, the side armor of T-90M is pretty much identical to the T-72B3M and T-80 BVM tanks, and as such, it is vulnerable to the side hits by any modern AT weapon. Yeah, it has explosive reactive armor, but it largely depends on the angles. A direct hit on the side, even by the old RPG-7 rockets, would penetrate the tank. Russians could have adopted the 4S-24 ERA as a side protection, since it stops direct hits from the tandem-shaped munitions, but slapping cheap panels on the side is a more affordable option, and chipping out is the Russian way of conducting business. If these tanks continue to be used, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of them being lost. That would be all. If you like my content, you can consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.